Hey guys, this is HG19 reporting for Team on the Grind, and we got a fellow teammate over here, Swaggr. He's a legend. You guys know him. He just got top 8 over here in the Ultimate Time Wizard in Anaheim. Really, really good showing. Tell us anything you'd like to say before we get to the pro shout-outs, feelings.
I guess shout-outs. I mean, we're in SoCal, we're in Anaheim, we're defending our turf. The locals is like 5 minutes away, and our locals did really, really good. 4 of us made top 8, so half of top 8 here was card addiction. So I will push for card addiction being one of the best locals, Edison locals in the country. So shout out to all the bozos. Shout out to on the team on the grind for. I mean, even though this was basically a freebie since I live so close, being able to travel to like New York and Sacramento, like big shout out to this team. So make sure if you're not following, follow and subscribe.
Awesome. Let's get to the deck profile.
All right, so standard one of Blackwings, got Gale and Vayu. This is a change, and I know in my last profile, literally on your guys' channel, I had 2, and I said some people were cutting it. But there was a card that I really wanted to play because I thought it'd be very powerful this weekend, and it was. There was a game that I lost. I lost to your guys' local guy, Eric Chai. I lost to him game 1 because I didn't have a second Vayu, and I needed it. But I ended up winning game 2 and 3, so it was technically fine. That was the only time it came up, but the card that it got taken out for came up like all day, so I'm not too sad about cutting that. Then 3 ofs, Blizzard. I'm just superstitious. Like when I was playing 3 ultras, I was like opening, like there were multiple matches in a row that I opened all 3, and I was like, all right, I'm gonna play 2 common and ultra, and it's been working out. 3 Kalut, 3 Bora, 3 Shura, 3 Sirocco. So this is pretty standard. This is the only thing that sometimes gets sided out of the entire Blackwing package. And then to round out the monsters, 2 bosses, Dark Armed Gores. Gores was broken all day. Dark Armed, whenever I drew it was broken. I didn't draw it too much, but when I did, it did work. So 19 monsters this time, down from 20 from top 8 RBT New York. So very, very similar, but that value seems like a small change, but it was very big. Spells. So got heavy MST for removal, obviously double whirlwind, and then brain control lore. Some people don't play this. Like I know, like Steven's list didn't play it because he was playing upstarts, and he didn't like this too much because he wants to kill people. He said it's not good unless you can kill people or guarantee you have a tuner to convert. But it was worth it just for damage or being able to take away like a Stardust that's protecting your opponent's war, or a Brio to reverse, or something to kill him. So this is pretty standard, but traps changed a little bit. So 1 ofs, Dust Shoot, Solemn, Oppression, Road, Torrential, and Mirror Force. So these are the only 1 ofs. I opted not for the second Oppression. I have that in the side. But I built this deck in literally the morning of day 1. I was gonna play Frogs again, but I felt like since it's SoCal, it's gonna be a lot of Blackwings, so I wanted to play a deck. I wanted to play my deck to beat the mirror. So that means no deck devies, because deck devies doesn't really. I got deck devied multiple times game 1, and they would hit 1 card in my hand, and then the next 3. They just got to look at my card that I drew, but they didn't get to hit anything. It's very inconsistent against it, so I didn't want to play deck Devi in the main anymore. I felt like Oppression was fine, and like my just theory in general should be able to beat Frogs, and I was able to. So that was the big thing. So then 2 ofs, Bottomless, and Trap Stun. So this was a change. That's what I took out Vayu for. I took out Vayu to put in the second Trap Stun because this card just, I felt like this was going to be the MVP of the weekend, and it definitely was. There was I played 4 or 5 mirrors. I have I'll say the matchups at the end, and there was a mirror, I think it was round 5. I 2-0'd him in like 10 to 15 minutes because Trap Stun just carried me. Like there was a time he had 4 set. I just summon a guy, attack, he deprisons, I trap stun, and then he's like, oh snap, trap stun. Now he has to Icarus. He Icarus is my other 2 cards, and that's and my own Icarus, and I hit him. I +2'd off of that, just from a trap stun that he wasn't expecting. I prefer it over my body. I don't have to pay life points, and life points matter, especially when playing against Blackwings. So MVP, like I'm even considering a 3rd right now. It's just tough on space, but I'm gonna be looking for a way to fit a 3rd. Like I almost took this out to play. I almost took one of these 2 out to play another trap stun. And then to round out the deck, 3D Prison. I think this is a change from my last top. I think last time I played 2 and 3 Icarus. So I'm not too sure what that other change was. I don't know if I was playing like Book of Moon and I took Book of Moon out for D Prison, but this should be 41 if I counted correctly.
Okay.
Icarus sometimes comes out. Like when I'm expecting Starlight Road, because I think Starlight Road's so broken. Or when I'm siding in like Mask of Restricts and stuff, like I'll bring out Icarus. If I side out one of the Boras, I also consider taking out the Icarus. But yeah, so that's 19 monsters, 6 spells, and 16 traps. So ratio worked out pretty well for me. All right, and then moving on to the side deck. All right, so side deck did change a little bit. So here's the monster lineup. At RBT New York, I only played 1 DD Crow. But once you see the spell lineup, you'll see I'm no longer playing Nobleman of Crossout. And that's just because I didn't really fear Vayu too much coming into this event. Like for Nobleman, I'm a big believer in you have to play 3 or 0, because when you're siding in Nobleman, you want to see it turn 1. Like it's because you're playing against a deck that is their turn 1 is gonna be a set monster, set back row pass. And if it's a hamster or Raikou, you're sure it doesn't do anything. Like sure, Bora can pierce for 16 over Raikou, but if it's a hamster, you just kind of get screwed there. So I worried about Vayu in New York, but here at SoCal, I'm like, it's gonna be Blackwings. So I just put in a second Crow to help me against my Frog matchup. And so I have three forms of removal. And then Mind Control, this was still just to, in case I found Vayu or like those Hamster Raikou Kaius decks, I can mind control their hamster, special summon my own Raikou, and then maybe even convert the hamster. And if it's Raikou, then I just still +1, and it gets a mill. And then the traps. So one-ofs, Road and Oppression, second one of each. Oppression, I want to play max copies a combination of the max copies in the main and side. And then Starlight Road, I think, is just so broken against Blackwings. Like the reason I play Blackwings is Icarus. Like anytime I play against Blackwings with any other deck, every back row to me is Icarus, and I'm always fearing it. But this way, it lets you play very ignorantly and just like, you're like, yeah, Icarus me, dude. You're gonna have to pop one of mine and one of yours. You're gonna neg, or you're gonna risk it, get roaded, neg, and I get my Stardust out. Like, so Road was just MVP in the mirror. And then, one more one of Skill Drain. I never used it. This was a last minute addition. I had 3 spots available because I took out the 3 Noblemen. And, I took out Deck Devi. Deck Devi I took out for a D Prison. So now I have 2 of those. So my 3 additions were the second Deck Devi, Skill Drain, and DD Crow for the 3 Noblemen. And 2 Dust, 2 Mask of Restricts. Everything came in except for this. I could have brought this in theory, multiple times, but the one time I really, I even put it into my deck and I started shuffling, I didn't feel confident enough because I never tested it. I added this to my side deck 2 minutes before I submitted my list because it sounded good, but...
well, what was the theory, or what were you really looking to side it in against?
GBs.
GBs? Okay.
When I got skill drained when I was playing GBs, it felt terrible. And I was like, oh yeah. So when my friends in the car mentioned skill drain, I was like, oh yeah, that card can be a blowout sometimes.
Yeah. I mean, you probably
and
just
I did
didn't play
GB.
against like the matchups that it is good against. Like I think it's also good against probably like Light Sworns.
Yeah. I would have brought that in against Light Sworns. I didn't see them. So here are my matchups.
We can go over that after we get to the
very end.
yeah.
Okay,
When we
but
get to
yeah, I never brought it in. And lastly, so,
extra should be pretty standard, right?
Bunch of tokens. I mean, I did take out an Armor Master because I know standard is 2-2-1, but I guess I won't skip ahead.
Got to play both the Mistworm and the Thought Ruler.
Yeah. So that wasn't even the consideration.
Oh, it wasn't. Oh, is there something else in there or
not
okay.
really? It's just a second of a card. So here are my 5 standard, 6s standard, 7.
Oh, wait, I think I know where it is. Is it a second Stardust?
Yes.
Oh.
Yes. I'm playing double Stardust. This was unfortunate because
shiny cardboard. Hold on, let's admire this shiny cardboard.
Yeah, this is a pretty good
really
pretty good extra deck. I just need DTP of that. And SJC, one of the. Actually, I'm not gonna crack that.
Yeah.
But game 3 again in top 8 against Sabres. I didn't draw many monsters. I drew 1 monster the entire game out of 18 cards. So salty. But his turn 1 was full helm, set 1 pass. I summoned Bora, activate mind control, and I tried to make this, and he didn't catch it, and I was getting ready to attack, and it would have done really good. But I noticed it's Blackwing Tuner, and that's where I got confused because in non-Blackwing decks, I make Armor Master because Gale splashed. But so I'm like, oh, I'm playing Blackwings. Of course I can make this. And then when it was like on my field and I was ready to attack, I looked and it's Blackwing Tuner. And I told him, I'm sorry, I can't make this. And I made Black Rose, which was significantly worse. But I mean, got to convert it.
Yeah.
And then I ended up losing out to an eventual Arcanite, a 400 attack Arcanite that I couldn't get over. Tragic. Okay, so my 8th, double Stardust. I'm playing 2 Road, and it just feels bad to Road and not bring it out. Mm-hmm. Like I hate.
Or sometimes you might hard make one and you don't have one for the Road.
I hate having Road and then having Sirocco Gale, and Stardust is the right play, but I don't want to do that because then my Road doesn't get max value, so I end up going to a different 8. I hate it. So morning of, I cut the Armor Master, the second Armor Master, and especially with only 1 value, I was like, that's even more of a reason that I don't need a full set. I almost took this out, but I was like, I need the option of it because I feel like I make this more often than hard making this.
Suppose there's like always the play where you could like Shura attack or Shura special Gale attack, synchro this guy,
free Armor
then
Master.
make something else like a Stardust, and then make this.
Yeah, it's too powerful. And then the 9, never made this. Honestly, I never made. Either of these 5. The second Stardust came out once, I think. Okay. And I made every other one of these cards. This was like. I guess I could have made one of these 8s instead, but I ended up opting for Colossal.
I think those are also important. Like me as a fellow Blackwing player, I still prefer the full lineup of all those.
Yeah.
I think they're all still important.
People sometimes, like, instead of playing the second Stardust, they'll like play Red Dragon. Okay. But I'm not a fan of Red Dragon. Not even because I'll misplay with it. Like, I've seen people like make it main phase 2 and like it nukes their board. But
you agree that the second Armor Master didn't come up?
Yeah, the second, I never would have made that second Armor Master. No, the only thing that came up that was not there was the second value. But like I said, I won game 2 and 3 anyway, so it was okay. I guess I can say it now. There's no big tournaments, so I think I played 4 or 5 mirrors. But my side strategy against the mirror is very simple. I side out this. So no matter what, this is every time I'm siding this out, and if I'm going second, I side this out. In So these 4 are coming in for these 4, and then when Dust Shoot comes out, DD Crow comes out. And that's just because, so Dust Shoot's coming out when I'm going second. So that means they get a turn, I go, and then on their second turn, they're already going to have access with Blizzard, potentially, like if I deal with their monster. So that's when I'm going to want to do it. When going first, I've already gone twice. I've already done my turn twice before they ever have Blizzard interaction. So that's 2 times that I could have used cards in my hand, and I don't really want the hand trap. So I prefer the DD Crow coming in when they get their second turn before I do. So that's the theory for this. Like I told you, I sat on brain control, and you looked at me like I was crazy. And I understand the sentiment, but I just don't like paying life points. I do not like paying life points. Oppression, like, yeah, in theory it can be good when you have like a big body, but the fact that they can chain block it makes it unreliable and inconsistent. And then Icarus, I don't want to be put in tough spots where I have to wonder, do I even Icarus here? Because if they have Road, I just lose. So I'd rather have these cards in. Like, every time I drew Raikou against the mirror, it was broken. Like, every time I set a card, they're thinking, oh, Icarus. So I'm gonna play around it and only summon 1 monster, and it mills cards, gets my Blizzard life quicker. It was just, I think this was like the perfect side strategy, at least for this event. It works perfectly. I didn't lose a single game 2 or 3 until the last round versus the mirror. Every other match, so the 4 matches beforehand, if I won game 1, I was winning game 2. It was a 2-0. If I lost game 1, I won 2 and 3. So there's got to be some validity to this side deck strategy. All right.
Last thing, quickly go over the matchups.
Matchups. All right. Well, this one's quick. So I played Dirk Wagner. 2-0'd him. He was playing Hero Frog. Kevin on Dragons. 2-0. Eric C. Not Chai. Different one. Round 3 I beat him. He was playing Blackwings 2-1. Then Eric Chai. Blackwing also 2-1. Then Noah playing Blackwings. That was a 2-0. I played my boy Chums. He's RBT Moreno, RBT Card Addiction, very first RBT IRL champion. I beat him in a close one, 2-1. He was playing Frog Hero. Then I beat 2-1 Oscar. He also made top 8, also from my locals. He took second RBT Moreno Valley. He's won like infinite PS5 tournaments. He's a beast, and he just bricked game 3. And then round 8, I played against Willadad. I lost 2-1, but it was really 2-0. Yeah, Trapstone just killed me. And then I played my boy, the GOAT, Harrison Zheng. 9th place at Nationals. I got paired down versus him. He was Blackwings, and he was the first mirror match that I lost game 2 all day. So shout out to him. He's the GOAT. Really wish he could have topped. And then top 8, played against Sabres. Got him down to 500 game 1. I MST'd. He had 2 cards. I MST'd and rolled a die. Hit a call of the Haunted instead of the Solemn. He cats, special summons Airbellums. I bottomless. He has Solemn. And he said, like, he's like, oh, I have call of the Haunted. So, like, if you bottomless, I would have called Haunted it back, but I trapped him for that. So that could have been a 2-0. That was that close to being a 2-0. But happens next time. Maybe Orlando, maybe Vegas, but O.T.G will be back.
Yes,
especially
sir.
Vegas 3v3.
Let's
They
get
might
it.
have
Let's
a full
get it.
O.T.G team, and we're coming for blood, man. We got to win one of these very soon.
Yup, for sure. Any other last words?
I'm just hungry. I'm going to Gigi's Bakery right now to get some pizza. So
I hear
that's
that.
close by. Can't wait to eat.
Awesome.
But,
Congrats,
see you guys.
Swaggr.
Thank you.